Whispers from the woods. Deep in the heart of Germany lies a place of shadows and ancient secrets. The Black Forest. A name whispered in fear, cloaked in legend and mystery. For centuries, tales have spun of its darkness, each more chilling than the last. They say the trees have eyes, watching silently. That ancient spirits roam the fog-choked paths, unseen but felt, and within its depths, some things are best left undisturbed, forever hidden. A shroud of green, towering pines, ancient and gnarled, claw at the sky. Their needles, a thick canopy, smother the sunlight, casting the forest floor in perpetual gloom. The air hangs heavy, thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. A silence reigns, broken only by the rustle of unseen creatures and the distant cry of a lonely bird. Here, reality itself seems to warp and twist, blurring the line between truth and folklore. The woodcutter's last echo. Johann, they called him. A man as old as the trees themselves, his life intertwined with the forest's rhythms. He was a figure of strength and wisdom, known to all in the village. His presence was as constant as the changing seasons. One crisp autumn morning, Johann ventured into the woods, his axe gleaming under the pale sun. The air was filled with the scent of pine and the crunch of fallen leaves underfoot. It was a day like any other, or so it seemed. He never returned. Days bled into weeks, then months. The forest remained silent, holding its secrets close. The villagers, their faces etched with fear, whispered of the forest's hunger, of ancient pacts and forgotten gods. They spoke in hushed tones, afraid to disturb the spirits that might be listening. Johann, they believed, was swallowed whole by the very woods he called home. The forest, once a place of life and sustenance, had become a realm of mystery and dread. Only one soul dared to entertain a different thought. Young Wilhelm, Johann's apprentice. A quiet boy, quick with his hands and even quicker with his mind. Wilhelm knew the forest held its secrets close, but Johann had taught him to listen, to observe. The missing woodcutter's axe, discovered by the riverbank, told a different story. The handle, polished smooth, bore no trace of struggle. It was as if Johann had laid it down willingly. Driven by an unsettling premonition, Wilhelm followed a barely discernible trail, deeper into the forest's embrace. He stumbled upon a hidden cave, its mouth concealed by a curtain of ivy. Inside, the air hung thick with the scent of moss and something ancient, something profoundly unsettling. Carvings adorned the cave walls, strange symbols, swirling patterns that seemed to writhe and shift in the flickering torchlight. They spoke of a time before memory, of beings both powerful and terrifying. Whispers followed Wilhelm back to the village, echoing in the still night air. Whispers of the woman with eyes that glowed like embers in the night, piercing the darkness. Seen flitting through the trees, a whisper of wind and shadow, elusive and haunting. Some said she lured men to their doom, her voice a siren song in the stillness of the night. Others claimed she was the forest's guardian, a protector of its ancient secrets and mysteries. Then came Ansel, a brash young hunter, full of bravado and disdain for the old tales. He laughed at the villagers' warnings, dismissing their fears as mere superstition. He ventured into the woods, determined to prove the legends false, to slay the mythical beast that haunted the villagers' nightmares. With every step deeper into the forest, his confidence grew, fueled by the silence and the shadows that seemed to mock him. He returned days later, babbling, his eyes wild with terror. His once proud demeanor was replaced by a haunted look, his clothes torn and his spirit broken. The eyes, he gasped, burning like fire, yet cold as ice. He spoke of a presence that watched him, followed him, its gaze piercing through the darkness. He spoke of a creature of immense power, of whispers that chilled him to the bone. The forest, he said, was alive with the sound of its breath, a low, menacing growl that echoed in his mind. Ansel never fully recovered, his sanity shattered by whatever he had encountered in the heart of the Black Forest. The villagers whispered that he had seen the true face of their nightmares, a terror that no man should ever witness. Then, just as suddenly as the disappearances began, they stopped. The forest, which had been a place of mystery and fear, returned to its usual eerie calm. The villagers, though relieved, couldn't shake off the feeling that something was still lurking in the shadows. The forest, once again, fell silent. The usual sounds of wildlife returned, but there was an underlying tension in the air, as if the trees themselves were holding their breath. But the fear remained, a palpable presence that clung to the village like morning mist. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a twig, sent shivers down the spines of those who lived nearby. Months later, a video surfaced online. It quickly went viral, spreading like wildfire through social media and news outlets. Grainy footage shot on a mobile phone, its source unknown. The video was shaky, the quality poor, but what it showed was unmistakable. It showed a figure standing at the edge of the forest, their back to the camera. The figure was motionless, almost blending into the dark surroundings. As the figure turns, a pair of glowing eyes pierce the darkness. The eyes seem to glow with an unnatural light, sending a wave of terror through anyone who watched the video. The footage cuts out, leaving behind a chilling question: who or what is watching from the shadows of the Black Forest? The mystery deepened, and the fear that had once gripped the village returned with a vengeance.